Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Um, I just wanted to come on here. Um, I'm feeling kind of hopeless. Feeling a little hopeless lately. Um, I never thought that I would have an issue getting a job if I went to college. That's what I was told my entire life. High school counselors, family members, um, family friends who had corporate jobs, factory management jobs, stuff like that. They always said, if you go to college, you're going to be fine. And I have never struggled more than the couple years that I've been out of college. Um, Now, I did a whole video here, if you want to watch it, talking about my college experience and stuff like that. Um, Go there and watch it if you want. This is going to be a lot shorter, a lot more concise, just getting to the point. Um, I wanted to do data analytics, or just some adjacent, job for a corporation, work with data. That's what I wanted to do. I've always loved working with data. So that's what I went to school for. I went to the University of Louisville. I got 2 bachelor's degrees. I have a bachelor's in business process management, and I have a bachelor's in comp sci. So got the computer degree, and I got like a business management, general business management within technology degree, just because I thought it would complement it. It only took an extra year to get a second bachelor's, so I was like, why not? Now, I worked my ass off during college. I was on the dean's list for the last 3.5 of those 5 years. And I also worked full-time, or almost full-time, it's like 36, 37 hours a week, loading cargo airplanes at the UPS Worldport next to campus. So I would go to school during the day, work on homework until it was time for work. I would go into work about 11 or 11:30 at night, and then I would get home usually around 6:30 in the morning, and then sleep until noon or 1 when it was time for my classes again. That's what I did my last 2.5 years of college, just trying to get a little bit of college paid for. Now, the semester before I graduated is when ChatGPT came out. So I had been going to college for data analytics for 4.5 years, and about 4 or so months before I graduated in 2023, that's when ChatGPT came out, and that made the career that I wanted basically obsolete. Now, there's still data analytics positions out there, but they're few and far in between, and more go away every single day. So I gave up on that almost immediately. I've basically spent the last 2 years bouncing around different help desks, doing call center work, and that's not fulfilling. That's not okay to me. I'm in $60,000 of student debt, and the only jobs that those degrees have opened for me are call center jobs. And call center jobs you can get without a degree, but the degree just makes them way easier to get. But really, the tech field as a whole right now is just kind of awful. I've worked at 5 different corporations as a part of their help desk, various like help desk analyst, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, IT engineering positions, stuff like that. And I've bounced all around because every single company I've worked at, I've been part of this very large team of cogs at the very bottom. And at every single company I worked at, we were constantly under threat of our job being replaced by AI, and we were also um, just treated like numbers. Like, having 2 degrees, and I'm not trying to be like some egotistical asshole, but I went into a ton of debt and spent 5 years of my life getting these credentials so that I wouldn't have to work at Chili's. Do you know what I'm saying? I've done restaurant work. I've done blue collar work. I used to mulch bushes and do lawn care. Like I've done I've worked food prep. I've done all kinds of blue collar jobs, and I'm not trying to, you know, put that down or shame that or act like I'm better than that or whatever. But if I was just going to do that, I wouldn't have $60,000 in debt, and I would have started it 5 years sooner, and I'd be like a manager or something by now. So by going to college, I've actually disadvantaged myself. It seems, at least. You know, the job market right now is just ass. This is the worst job market, I think, in my lifetime. Now I wasn't old enough to work in 2008 during the the 2008 crash. I also was 1 year old during the .com bubble, but from what I've seen, it was still easier to get jobs during those periods compared to now. As like somebody with less than like 10 years of tech experience out in the world, because that's what a lot of these companies want, you know. But I have been told no by so many entry-level jobs, just trying to get out of that help desk, trying to get out of that call center life, answering phones every day, nonstop, being a number, trying to like do a job that's gonna like make some kind of impact. Like, I'm just so tired of answering phone calls and doing that kind of work, man. That's not what I went to college for. That's not what I have all this debt for. But I've been looking into just like some general business roles, and a lot of the companies around me, like I'm around Louisville, Kentucky, and a lot of the companies around here, at least like the more major corporations, have gotten rid of their entry-level business jobs. So you have corporations that don't want to train people for new positions. That's part of it. Then you have AI automation, which is another part of it. You know, like, let's just keep our experienced workers and go on a hiring freeze for the next 3 years, which is what Walmart's doing right now. Sorry, my neighbors came out. So I was looking for like an entry-level business job at like Ford. There's a lot of Ford factories around here. And when I went on Ford's website, it only had like there were like a couple factory jobs listed for this area. But then when I went for any like business management, any entry level, like regular entry level corporate jobs, the only locations listed were India for Ford Motor Company, which is supposed to be like, you know, made in America, designed in America, the whole 9 yards. That's what they advertise. But their entire corporate chain, bottom to top, is India. So like even people who are local to the factories can't get entry-level management jobs to even start. Like, how are you supposed to start a career? How are you supposed to be this 10 or 15 year like experienced person in the industry if no company wants to hire new people so that they can start building that experience? Because that's kind of where I'm at. It's like every job I apply for is like all of these what should be entry level jobs, they don't want to train you. So they're like out of reach for me. As someone with 5 years experience and 2 bachelor's degrees, they're out of reach. It feels like the only jobs that my degrees have opened up for me are call center jobs. And that's not right. Those are disconnected from the corporate structure. And people outside of help desk probably don't realize that. But if you're like a help desk tech, or if you work at a call center, usually that corporate ladder will be like here, and then the call center ladder will be here. And you can spend 10 years working your way up the call center to be the manager of the call center. And then maybe you can move over to the business ladder. But you can't really transition from I take phone calls to business. They're 2 separate ladders. And I've looked into getting some certifications. I was messaging ChatGPT, and I was like, here's my predicament. What kind of certifications could I get that could help me here? Would anything be worth it? And I took the certifications that it recommended, I put them into Google, and it was just a bunch of Reddit articles were like the top searches or whatever from the last couple years, where people were saying that they got those certifications and they can't even get like an email back saying no. They're just getting ignored. So the certifications aren't even doing anything. They're not even doing what they're supposed to be doing. So like, am I supposed to just like, I'm not like, this feels so stupid. This feels so dumb. But I'm about to go and just do restaurant work. Like, I'm about to go work at like a Wingstop and make like 16 an hour. And I own a company. I started a game development company with my friends. So on my resume, I own a company and have 2 bachelor's degrees. And we have a finished product for sale on Steam too. So I have done project management throughout the full life cycle of a product that is currently for sale. I own a company, have 2 degrees, and I'm considering working at Wingstop. Say what you want about our current administration. Say what you want about Trump. Say what you want about Biden. This is messed up. It's messed up. It doesn't make any sense. I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling like I don't know what to do. And yeah, I've been thinking about this the last couple weeks. Just been applying to jobs nonstop. It's a mess out there, guys. It's a mess. I saw an article from Forbes this morning. They said that they're predicting that 80% of all jobs around the globe are going to be fully automated by 2050. 80%. So what kind of field do you want to get into? Because I have accounting friends who are on the way out the door because there's accounting AI that are doing their job now. I know people in finance who have their jobs being threatened by AI every single day. AI is doing finance now. AI is doing marketing. AI is doing creative stuff. Like, I've been trying to do YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that on the side for a while now, but somebody can type in a video idea of like ape talking about stocks in the jungle, and the AI will generate a video that gets 1 billion times more views than my videos. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. There's a song that's charting on the top 100 songs for the US right now that was fully made by AI. So somebody, and I forgot her name, somebody put in to an AI that they wanted a song about this. just a couple sentences. The AI generated the vocals, the instrumentation, the lyrics, any sounds, anything in the background, mastered it, did all that stuff in one button press from one sentence. And it is good enough and believable enough that it is charting in the top 100 songs in the US right now. Most people who have listened to that song probably don't know it's AI. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Can't even be a creative anymore. Entry-level business jobs are out the window, and you can't create either. Tell me what you guys think about that. Tell me what you think. And if you've got any advice for me, 2 cents, you know, if you're somebody in the industry, if you're somebody who's broken through and who's gotten a job in the last 4 months, send me a comment. Let me know. Good luck out there, guys. Have a good one.